Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and this is our podcast number 141. It's Thursday the 26th of June 2025. Only a few more days and we're halfway through the year. That is incredible to me, and what's even more incredible that it was a blink of an eye and we were together last week. Oh my goodness, these weeks are certainly flying by. I hope you're all keeping well and welcome to all of our new friends. You'll find that we're a fun group here and we hope that you stick around. We basically talk about everything crochet, everything yarn related. We get together, we showcase each other's makes. There's a lot of cows that we join in. There's quite a few that are ending this month for us here, and I'll talk about those a bit later. And I showcase some of my makes as well, because it's always a very busy crochet week, whether we've had a lot of time or not. It's nice to squeeze it in, isn't it? It just gives us that zen moment that we need just to reset ourselves. I know that I actually, if I don't crochet first thing in the morning before I get to work, and last thing at night before I fall asleep, I just don't feel right. So I wonder how many of you feel exactly the same way. Now, as always, we're going to start off by showcasing your makes. So let's get started. Now, our friend Gina at Whiffleberry Crochet, she's got a YouTube channel, and if you haven't had any notifications of late that she's put out a video, the reason is her channel got deleted by accident and she's only just re-put it up. I myself have resubscribed, and I hope that all of you that had subscribed with her once upon a time, go ahead and do that again so you don't miss out of any of the fun that's happening over there. And if you haven't visited Gina before, please go across and say hello. She has got a few things planned for the future and I'm so excited for her and I cannot wait to share them with her. So as I said, Gina, our Whiffleberry Crochet. Now, while I'm talking about Gina and before I showcase her make, I just want to say a huge thank you. Gina sent me a super thanks. Now, this is my very, very first one. Never ever thought that it would ever happen, and it really did catch me by surprise, and it was quite overwhelming, I must say. So Gina, thank you for the super thanks. I cannot believe that it happened. So now let's get on to showcasing everybody's makes, and we'll start off with Gina's. Now, here is Sophie. This is the second Sophie's Universe blanket that Gina has made. The colours were chosen with her late husband, Rob. So this blanket means so much to Gina. She feels it's a bridge between the before and the after that she shares with Rob. And thank you so much, Gina, for sharing this very special and spectacular looking blanket. I can only imagine the love that you feel every time you hug yourself with a blanket. So thank you so much for sharing this blanket. It is absolutely beautiful and special on so many levels. Now we have my friend Sonia's make here. So Sonia is crocheting granny squares, just using up all of her scraps because her daughter works at a preschool and she asked her to make some blankies for the dolls for the children to play with. And let me tell you, Sonia is having quite a bit of fun with this. She said it's very relaxing and she's really enjoying this project. So thank you so much, Sonia, for sharing your granny square dolly blankets with us. Now, our friend Shirley, of course, she's always been busy. Now, this is the smiley face blanket for the Camp Boggy Creek Challenge by Lynette at Charmed Granny. Now, Shirley used bright yellow yarn with black trim, and Shirley added circle eyes, and then on the flip side, heart eyes. So she's got it with the two different looks. It is absolutely adorable. I'm sure some little person will love receiving this blanket. So thank you so much, Shirley, for sharing yet another blanket with us for Camp Boggy Creek. In the comments down below, please, if you remember, put down how many blankets you've crocheted so far, because we are in the middle of the year. I'm very interested to know. Now, our friend Geraldine from G Crochet Off the Hook. I always get that wrong, Geraldine. One week I'll get it right. Now, Geraldine joins us for Beanie of the Week each and every week, and I absolutely love that. So this week, Geraldine made last week's Beanie of the Week as it was meant to be, a slouchy hat. Now, Geraldine used acrylic Kismet 67 blankets DK yarn and the colorway is Sahara, and she also used a 5.5mm hook. Those colors are absolutely beautiful, Geraldine. And I think that he looks so great as a slouchy. As I said, I haven't made one as yet, but I will eventually make a slouchy beanie. So thank you so much, Geraldine, for sharing your beanie with us. Now, our friend KK at K&K Crochet, she's also made the beanie of the week. So here is KK's beanie. It is a slouchy beanie made using a gorgeous green coloured yarn. It's beautiful and I absolutely love it. So thank you so much, KK, for sharing your beanie of the week with us. And we all know that you and Spring are great friends, and we're so lucky that we can call Spring friend as well. Now, our friend Alley Cat has sent us 2 makes this week. So here is Alley Cat's beanie of the week in a non-slouchy version. Alley Cat said it was a very quick make, and she made it with Hobby Lobby yarn that was on clearance. I think it is very pretty, the colours that you've chosen. So thank you, Alley Cat, for sending in your beanie of the week. And here, number 2. So look at this stunning modified Apache Tees lap blanket. The colours look great together, don't you think, guys? So this is truly a labour of love. Now, Alley Cat will more than likely, she says, donate it to the Veterans Nursing Home in her local area. That's wonderful. So thank you so much, Alley Cat, for sharing that amazing blanket with us. I have to confess, I probably won't add that one to my crochet to-do list, only because of the amount of work that I imagine is involved. Now, our friend Diane, she also joins in for various makes and beanie of the week, which is coming up. But right now, this is for Diane's granddaughter's cousin who turned 4 and celebrated with a nubs party. A nub is a young Jedi. Diane made a beanie that she cobbled together, she tells us, from various patterns that she found on YouTube and other places to make the beanie look like a little nub. The beanie matched the birthday cake perfectly. I think you did an amazing job, Diane, and I do know that you did say how pleased the recipient was, so that's wonderful. And thank you for sharing your nub beanie with us. I've learned something new today. Now, here is Diane's beanie of the week, made using I Love This yarn in blue spruce and a 5mm hook. Diane loved the ease and simplicity of this pattern, she tells us. Your beanie is very, very pretty. And it seems to me that you found your favourite hook being 5mm, I think. Let us know in the comments down below if you agree with me. Now, our friend Kim, she's bi-stitchel, which means she can crochet and knit, and today she has sent some knitting projects in for us. So there are 3 baby cardigans. 2 are made using James C. Brett marble, and the cream one was made using Sadar 4-ply yarn. Can you imagine how soft they are? Oh my goodness. Now, look at this adorable baby jumper with a rocking horse made from King 4-ply yarn. Oh my gosh, I can imagine how beautiful and soft that one is in real life too. So thank you so much, Kim, for sharing your gorgeous little baby knits with us. Now, our friend Vicky D has sent in her make of the week. So this is a jelly bean flamingo by Darling Maple Designs. Vicky used plush yarn from the Dollar Tree and a 3.5mm hook. Now, she is so super cute. I think we should just call her Darling, don't you think? Thank you so much, Vicky, for sharing her with us. And last but definitely not least is our friend Helen. Now, Helen has made this dishcloth for Canada Day. Helen used half double crochets and red and white cotton yarn and a 5mm hook. It is so, so very pretty, and happy Canada Day to all of you celebrating. So thank you, each and every one of you, for sending in your makes so I can showcase them. All that oohing and ahhing in the background is always awesome to hear. So thank you once again. I really do appreciate it. Now, if anybody else would like to share their makes with us, all you have to do is send me an email with a photo and just a brief description of what you're, sending in for us to ooh and ah over. So thank you once again. So now let's get on to beanie of the week. Now, this week's beanie of the week has been around for a little while, and I absolutely love that through this week's beanie, I get to showcase 2 yarny friends of ours. Now, the hat here, or the beanie, let me show it to you so you know what I'm talking about. Look at that. look at the crown. It is very, very special, isn't it? Now, this here is called the Manfas hat, and it's by Janet Cinnamon Stitches. And Manfa is our friend Sam at Manfas Makes. Now, some of you may have already made it because it is about a year old. But let me tell you, you will enjoy making this again, or if you haven't, for the very first time. Because again, it is a super simple and quick make. Look at those stitches. I absolutely love this hat. Now, I made this using Spot Saver yarn, which is my preferred yarn for when I'm making beanies, generally, unless I'm making a chunky one. But if I'm just making them to try them out for the first time, I use my Spot Saver yarn, which is a 100% acrylic yarn. Comes in a good variety of colours here in Australia, but I think they could improve by adding a few more, and they had surprised us a few months ago now, maybe 3 months, with a few different colours, new colours. I do have my hook here that I have been using, and I always start with a 6mm hook, and if I need to go down or up, I do. But I think for this one, I may have actually used a 5.5mm because it fits a bit snugger than others. But generally, I do use a 6mm hook with my Templar yarn. So that was Beanie of the Week. So I wonder how many of you will join us. I will be linking the video tutorial in the description box, and I cannot wait to see what colors you come up with. It looks absolutely gorgeous in variegated yarn. I don't think Jennifer made it, or Jen made it in striping yarn, but it actually looks beautiful. Like, it doesn't have to be in a solid, but I made it pink because those of you who know, but now you'll know anyway, pink is Sam's favorite color. So pink, rainbow and sparkle. I will never forget that. I've known her long enough now. So there you go, guys, Beanie of the Week. Add that to your repertoire, and I can't wait to see your makes for next week. Now, I have another beanie to show you, and it's not Beanie of the Week yet because I designed this, and I am going to try very hard to put out a tutorial as soon as possible. If not in the next week, in the next couple of weeks. So I made the tulip hat beanie, and I want to make this in a couple of sizes because I want it to be mummy and me hats, and it actually looks really pretty on. It almost looks like a bonnet there, doesn't it? It is very 3D, and I contemplated making it just the flat stitch instead of this one, but I just think this adds something special. Can you imagine having little girls wearing this? I think it would look awesome, and it's pretty much seamless. I am so very proud of this. Now, you will not believe that there's the crown. You will not believe this when I tell you, because it is so not me. I actually started from the bottom up and work this beanie. So I'm going to call this the tulip beanie for now. So look out for this tutorial. I, of course, did use my Spot Saver, which I just showed you yarn in these gorgeous colours. Of course, you can use any colours that you wish. And I did use a 6mm hook for this one. So I wonder what you think of it, guys. Let me know in the comments. Would you like me to do a tutorial for this? Like I said, I just picture, I didn't have time to make it mummy and me ones, so big ones and little ones. Or if you have a whole range of little girls, wearing them, I think that would be amazing. So I'd like to say watch this space tutorial coming to you soon, but let me know if you think that that's something that you would like to make as well. So that was my extra beanie, but it's not Beanie of the Week yet, let's say. So with all that blanket yarn that I've been buying, guys, and you can see back here I've got a blanket. I made a blanket and some little accessories, or no, they're not accessories, they just complete the ensemble. You know how much I love that word. So those of you that may not know what blanket yarn is, it is one of the softest, one of the squishiest yarns. I absolutely love working with it. It is a 100% polyester yarn. It is considered a bulky yarn, and generally they recommend you use an 8mm hook, but when I make blankets I do use a 9mm hook, and when I make plushies I use a 7mm hook. So I don't really use the 8mm hook very often, but I do when I need to. So these are the two colors that I used for all of the 3 makes that I'm going to show you now, because they just work really well together. And they came from my very recent yarn haul from Spotlight, which I did do a little video for you. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to pop it down in the description box for you. So I used 1.5 bags of each, and they are 400 grams each mill end, because these come to me mill ends. So let me just show you the blanket. Once again, I chose to do C to C because it just seems to work so well, guys, for me. So here, this is what it looks like. It's actually a very nice size for a baby, and I did end up doing a scalloped edge, just for something a little bit different to what I usually do. So basically I do half of it. Let me try to open it a bit. I should have taken a photo, but I didn't. I'm not that organized. So here we go. So one side is generally the one color, then the other, and I do some striping in between to marry it all up. And with the edging, so the scallop edge, I did the darker color with the lighter, and then the opposite on the other side. So that's the little blanket there. So it's a baby blanket. And then I just love this. So here we have Squish Buddy. Let me show you Squish Buddy before I talk about the pattern. Most of you will know that this is one of Cassandra's at Craftably Ever After patterns, and he is so much fun. He has a squishy little face as well. Look at that face. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love him. So Cassandra has this as a free pattern on her blog, and here he is here, the written pattern. Very well written. Absolutely loved making him. Only takes a couple of hours, I'd say. He turns out to be a perfect little size. Imagine him, you know, with that set sitting on the bed. I thought he might turn out to be more of a cushion size, and I could possibly make that one day, but he actually turned out perfect for a little person. So that's something I highly recommend you, go and visit Cassandra's blog if you haven't already made him, because he has been out for a little while. And then I made this adorable fidget toy. Now, I absolutely love this. I'm trying to see if I've written down. Yes, I have. So this is called a Tug and Pull Leggy Froggy by the Stitch Zoo. And I'll put that in the description box. And look what he does. He's a fidget toy. I absolutely love him. But wait. You didn't expect that, did you guys? And look at that. You can play with him for hours and hours. I absolutely love him. Seriously, he makes me smile. Now, in here, so that the stuffing doesn't come out, you use like a stocking, and you can tie the ends in, or as the designer recommends, one of these little bags here. So I have so many of these because I just use them for potpourri and other things like that. So in here, in his belly, and you could probably stuff him a bit more, but it's for a little child, he's got some stuffing so it won't come out. This is actually one piece. I absolutely love it. Hold on. You make the arms and the legs first, which are one piece, 1 and 1, so 2, and then you crochet the body and you crochet them in as you go. But how much fun is he, right? Now, there is also a little mouse and a little like a emoji, but he just, I thought, being with this color, the minty green color, it was perfect. I can't stop playing with him to make him out of this, to make him a little froggy. So if you have little people in your life, doesn't matter, or actually for anybody, and he's meant to be sitting, so it is a little bit different to look at that. Oh my gosh, so he is a bit different to the normal leggy froggies, and I did just embroider the face because I wanted it to be for a little person. So this really made me smile. Another very quick make, a couple of hours at most, because I did put it down when I started it the first night and finished it the next night. So that's my little baby ensemble there, and I actually had so much fun making that. Now, the next thing I want to show you, and if you haven't already watched it, I'll link that video in the description box as well, is the Amigurumi World Tour, the Whimsical Stitches book, finally made it to me. So I made the donut, guys, and here it is there. Now, this donut is a very quick and easy make. It was the second last pattern because there is still one more pattern in here, but I really, really enjoyed making it. Now, here it is here. Let me show you. So the pattern is very well written as always, with lots of pictures and lots of, you know, instruction by Laura Nesby. She's done an amazing job with this book. And I ended up making 18 out of the 27 projects in here, which I think that is pretty awesome. So once again, you know, the last and final make from the international book now has reached me, and it's going to go to Cassandra a little bit later than I did say in the video last night, because Cassandra is going away. She's going back home to South Africa. So this will be staying with me. Well, not this one. Her one is safely packed away, and I'll send it off to her in a couple of weeks so that, you know, she's back home in Denmark, so that it doesn't, you know, miss her in transit. You never know how long the, you know, the postage will take, but I don't want her not to be home. So we had a little chat about it. So you will be seeing that arriving to Cassandra, I guess, within the month. So her book. So that was the last and final time we'll probably talk about, you know, the Amigurumi World Tour. Such an epic event, right, guys? Oh my gosh, amazing. Now, I've also been working on my temperature blankets, so I've got all my little squares done for June. Now, let me talk to you about my temperature blanket if you don't know anything about it, especially if you're quite new, because it's not a traditional one. Let me just reach over for a moment. So our friend Jill over at Gumleaf Crochet, if you don't already hang out with her, I'd be shocked, but if you don't, go and say hello. She actually put out this great handout, which you're still welcome to email her and get a copy for yourself. And it talks about temperature blankets, different sizes. It's got some tips and tricks in there, and I absolutely love this page because this is what I need more than anything. It gives you a page where you can note the pattern that you're using. You know, I'm making sunburst granny squares, for example. The yarn that I'm using my Spot Saver as always in different colors, and I'll show you my color chart, and also what hook size, because that is super important, guys. And then she does give us the template for the chart. I'll show you now so we can actually map out our colors for our temperatures. So here it is here. They're all my temperatures in Celsius because I live in Australia. And I'm doing a historical temperature blanket for my birth year being 1965. So what I've done is I've printed out the 1965 calendar. And for each and every square, I'm taking the high and the low for each day of that week, and then getting the medium temperature or the average temperature for that week. So one square represents the average temperature for the whole week. Now, I'm absolutely loving this project. It is stress-free, and literally in one day I can catch up for the whole month. So that's what I've been doing, but I am hoping to finish it by the end of the year. We're actually getting into the cooler colors now, and you will see that this month we had 20s, 19, 20, and 21. So we actually had the coldest temperature there. So 19, 20, and 21. And let me show you what my blanket's looking like at the moment. So that's one of the, oh my gosh, one of the purples that I use. That is number, what degrees is that, guys? That's 20 degrees. So I ended up with about 2 of them. Okay, so it is growing nicely. Let's have a good look at it. Where does it start? I've got a little, now because there's 52 weeks and I'm doing it 7 by 8, 8 squares by 7 rows, I've got in each corner I'm going to have one of these squares, and then each other square is a week. And this is what I added now. So I added this one and then these 2 down here as well. This blanket does need blocking. It looks a lot darker than what it is. Let's show it up close. But oh my gosh, you can tell that winter, we're doing the winter months in Australia because it's certainly gotten darker. But it's going to be, hello, it's going to be a very nice like lap blanket, and it is going to be mine because it is my birth year. So I thought that was a great idea. Like I spoke to my goddaughter today as well. She's going to do one for her daughter now. So, you know, you don't have to do it for the year that we're in. And as it's now June, you might be thinking, oh, it's way too late to start a temperature blanket. It's actually not, especially if you're making a historical one, because there's no pressure whatsoever involved with it. And I think that is pretty much all my makes for the week, guys. So the only other thing that I'd like to talk to you about, which is and then I actually have some happy mail. It's not crafty related, but it's something that I really want to share with you, especially if you're a new mum or if you know some new mums and they're on Instagram, or if you're on Instagram. I actually follow her. So Sarah is one of my daughter's best friends. They've grown up together, they've traveled the world together, they've done, you know, all the things together. Now Sarah is a mum and she's moved away from Sydney to Queensland. Her little one's just turned 1, I think. And she's got an Instagram called The Motivated Mum Online, and she also has a digital product which is amazing. It's like letters from my mum, or letters to my mum, or letters to my daughter, and things like that. So that's a great product at a very good price. But what I love is that she's just a young mum sharing life, you know, real life tips, how to save money. She's a great Kmart shopper, I have to give her that. So Sarah, you know, I just want to shout you out because I absolutely love you, and I think that this is something that may benefit some others as well, not just you. So like I said, guys, if you know anyone that might, you know, you think might enjoy, you know, this type of content on Instagram, please go and visit Sarah at The Motivated Mum Online, and I'm going to pop that in the description box as well, so you all know how to look her up. Now, okay, what sort of a week have we had, guys? Let's talk about, you know, a little bit of family. So last weekend, the christening was a lot of fun. Steve and I got to dress up. There were so many babies to hug. Let me tell you, that was amazing. A lot of little people running around. And the great thing is it was a christening and it didn't go too late because it is very, very cold here, as I said, and not too many people like to be out late at night. So it was so nice to see people, family and friends that we don't actually see too often unless there is something like a wedding or a christening. So that was really, really nice. And the great thing is, guys, I realized today as I was, you know, taking some notes, we've got 1 week and 1 day to school holidays. And that was so exciting for me because it has been a very rough winter so far. I cannot shake this silly virus that I've had for a couple of months. But anyway, that's okay. Soon I'll be able to just, you know, jump in my pajamas and have many pajama days. Now, before I go, though, I do have to show you, in case you did miss that video where I talk about the Amigurumi World Tour, our friend Jenny at In My Spare Time Crochet sent me this beautiful card, which is such a beautiful unexpected surprise, and this gorgeous little notions pouch. Absolutely love this. So this is like the perfect size and is so well made, I have to tell you. And the person that made it, I keep forgetting, is from Lovebird Designs, I think. Let me pop my glasses on, guys. Here we go. Yes, Lovebird Designs. Now, this video is always a bit all over the place because I was going to tell you that this is my Hexicardi, for those of you that haven't seen it, from our Hexicardi party with our friends KK and Kristen over at K&K Crochet. So if you've been wanting to make a Hexicardi, because they are popping up everywhere, it's like the minute they said Hexicardi, the whole world went mad and thought I'll make one. So this is the one that I made and I absolutely love it, and it is so super warm. So that's it, guys. I think that's all I have to share with you. I'm looking around and I'm thinking, yes, I've done a good job this week, and I didn't even have to refer to my clipboard. I might be getting good at this. Oh my goodness. It's been nearly 3 years. No, not yet. That'll be September. Anyway, I need to say goodnight because now I'm just thinking I've run out of things and I'm just rambling, and I do not like that. So I hope you're all keeping well, and until I see you all very, very soon, take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.